This is why this is the difference between me and your fellow commentator about things, because I'm not pulling this out of my ass. Like, there's things I may want to say about it, but let's go to spirit. Let's go to a divination system. Let's go to E5. Let's go to E King. Let's go to the bones. Let's pull a card. Let's pull a tarot. Let's see what spirit says about the energy. And that is the difference between largely what a lot of women are doing and what more men need to do. Right? This removes a lot of the things, a lot of the ego-driven talk. Right? This is not me just pulling this off my head. I want to know the truth. I really want to know what's behind this, right? What are you trying to show me? Because it applies to me too, right? So hexagram 58 is about chasing joy. The ways that we chase joy. We chase joy through sex. We chase joy through drugs. We chase joy through external things rather than focusing on what's going on inside. Clearing what's going on inside so that you can have true joy and real joy that you can share with other people. That type of joy that's infectious, that's like love, etc. Right? All you guys out there, y'all love the art of war, but don't you know the art of war comes from the E King? Come on now, at least get with the E King. Like, bruh, for real. Let's take it down to the spirit plane. You don't understand that these divination systems, divination is technology. It is. Binary comes from the Odus. The E King comes from the Odus. This is technology. This is how our ancestors consulted Google. This is Google for us. This is technology. Divination is Google. It's our Google, right? So you can get any answer, clarity that you need. Don't be afraid. Pick up one of these tools. Like, you don't have to pick up the Odu if you don't understand it. But the E King, you can learn over time. I love the E King. Like, I've been doing the E King for years now. My godmother put me onto the E King. She is like an E King master. You know what I mean? And it's so on point. And I've heard some of the brothers talk about the E King before. You'll hear them talk about the E King in a Saru set. You'll hear it in various circles. So use it. Use it. Don't be afraid. Are you afraid that the E King is going to tell you something that's going to pull your string or pull your coattail? I'm not. It always pulls my coattail. Everybody who does the E King knows, like, that should be reading you for filth. Like, it read me. It tell me. Everybody who does that knows that. You are not, I am not, I cannot escape what the E King is trying to tell me. Right? So guess what? Kevin Samuel's lesson is my lesson when I consult the E King. So if the E King is telling me, beware of chasing joys that are external to you, work on yourself, focus on your internal joy, right? And then you can express yourself, you can express your truth, right? And not express your pain. So if the E King is telling me that, I'm like, good word for me. I need to work on my internal stuff, work on my sense of joy, right? Because my joy shouldn't come from likes. My joy shouldn't come from shares. It shouldn't come from subscribers. It shouldn't come from followers. It shouldn't come from any of that. My joy should come from sharing truth. If it's sharing truth, it's cool. We can share truth. I could get up here because I got a word to share with you because it feels good to share the word. You know what I mean? But then I got to get back to myself and get back to my job and my duty. And right now, the Scorpio is the South Node is transit in Scorpio. So it's pushing all of you people with Scorpio placements, etc. It's pushing you behind the scenes. It's pushing you to get back to you. You know what I mean? It's pushing you to be balanced. Be balanced. Don't spend too much time on social media, right? Don't worry about the fact that your follower count has dropped and you don't have as much followers as that next person. Don't worry about any of that. Work in silence. Work in the thing. Now, if you have a message to share, share your message. You can share your message, but then get the hell on off of social media. Forget about all of that, because all you're going to attract is the crazies. And that is Kevin Samuels. Like, you read his comment section, there were a lot of wounded, hurt, I refuse to get help for what I got going on people in them comment sections. But guess what? That's what he appealed to. So he kept appealing to it. That's what grew his audience. And that's what Hexagram 58 was saying. Hexagram 58 was saying this is called vanity, right? Being vain. Being vain means you want attention. You like attention. You like the attention that people are giving you. So yes, if your self-esteem is hurt, you have baby mama drama, problem with your kids, don't like the way society is doing for you, stuff like that, then when you take to these platforms like YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that, and people are like calling you, Godfather and it's building you up, building up your ego. You're feeling good about this, right? It's lifting, you feel like it's lifting you up. But is it lifting you up? Is it really healing you? Is it really healing the issues that you have? Likely not. It's just feeding narcissism. That's all. If you want real help, you need to go to somebody who can really help you. Go to a therapist. Go to a priest, a priestess. Go do some spiritual work. But therapy is not the likes and the support and the people dibbing you up on social media. That is not therapy. And guess what? Some of us have already been through therapy. We're still in therapy. I'm still in therapy. I'm still doing spiritual work. I did spiritual work most of this week. So I'm not just up here blowing shit out of no, I'm doing shit. I'm doing the work on me. I am. You cannot get away from that. And one of the things, and I was talking to some sisters earlier, brothers don't like, the biggest thing that black men don't like is to be humiliated. But guess what? When your ego is out of control, spirit will humiliate you. I've been through it. I get humiliated on a regular. I walked up into my spiritual work the other day. My shrine was out of control. My one of my brothers, they was like, yo, what is this? You ain't cleaning your shrines? You gonna clean this shit with your fucking hands. Stick your hand in there, clean this. I had to clean my shrine with my hand. I was like, go out there in the back and throw that shit out there in the back now. You know what I mean? Take it like a woman. Go out there and So, spirit will humiliate you, my friend. And that's why many of you won't go to spirit, because you feel like you too big, you too above being humiliated. You're too above being humiliated. So a lot of brothers don't want to be humiliated, so they're avoiding spiritual work. I'm not going to go to spiritual work. I'm not going to go so spirit can tell me I'm off key and I'm out of balance and I'm whatever. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to avoid that, because I don't want you telling me shit about myself. Let's talk about baby mama. Let's talk about this person. Let's talk about that person. When I go to spirit, I can't talk about baby daddy. I can't talk about, it's about me. They're going to tell me about me, what the fuck I'm doing wrong. And guess what? Now I have no more problems with baby daddy. Me and baby daddy, we cool. We see eye to eye. We can talk. We cool now. Because he's in spiritual stuff too. So he got to go talk to the same spirits I talk to, and they're going to tell him the truth. They're going to be like, your baby mama ain't out to get you. Your baby mama ain't this. Nigga, sit your ass down. Focus on you. And that's what it does to me. We do the work. We do the work. I've been doing the work now for well over, how old are my kids? My son is like 14. I've been doing 14 years worth of spiritual work, yo. 14 years. Since my son was a baby. Straight getting the business, getting spirit telling me like, yo, you did this and you need to do this and you need to do that and whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's it. So don't think that I'm coming from a place where I'm not at. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm putting you on to game. That's it. You got to have thick skin. And y'all want to talk about how black women don't like criticism? Nigga, my shrines criticize me all the time. My godparents criticize me all the time. I had a reading this week with my godparents. And you know what they told me? You spend too much money and you're hard-headed. They told me that. Like, you want to know the answer? You spend too much money in your heart. Nobody did nothing to you. You got to get better with your own personal finances. Okay, Spirit, I agree. I know you can't lie to you. You can't lie to you. This is what we do. My phone is about to die. But I guess, my conversation can't be too long. But I'm just saying, y'all, seriously, brothers, we out here doing the work. Seriously. When I'm posting stuff, I'm not trying to tear brother down because he died and all this other stuff. When something happens, our spirits tell us some shit. They don't care. They don't give a goddamn. They gonna tell you the truth. Don't you want to hear the truth? Talk about we need criticism. Do you know how much criticism I get already? Oh my God. You probably don't think I get criticized. If I go for a reading with some real people, like my godparents, I'm going to get criticized. I'm going to get that shit read to me. I'm going to get it read to me personally. This is your problem. And sometimes it may say, hey, you want to be in a relationship? You're going to have to, you can't argue. You know what I mean? Figure out how to communicate better. Don't come, communicate your feelings. All of this stuff. So, I'd be like, okay, all right. I'm going to make these changes. I'm going to try to make these changes. But I can't make these changes if you ain't making these changes. If you're not making the changes and you're not doing the spiritual work, it's like fruitless. If I'm doing spiritual work and you're not, it's fruitless. If I'm doing self-work and you're not, it's fruitless. Seriously. But that be the deal, yo. Y'all don't want to, brothers don't want to be humiliated. And they know when you get in front of spirit, there's a reason why when people pray, they get down on their knees. You get broken. Your ego will get broken, bruh. Broken ego. Seriously. Your ego will be broken. You got to give up your ego. That's the first thing that got to go when you start working with spirit is the ego. The ego must die to be reborn, to be better, to be under control, to be balanced. That old ego that was built up with all that superficial shit that's not real, that all of that got to go. It got to be broken. That's it. That's what we go through. We give up that ego. And then we are able to embrace ourselves and embrace our truth and really want to do some help. Like we really want to help. We really want to love. We really want to support. We really want to help heal people. But you can't heal people who are not working on the healing themselves. You can't do it. Everything you see on the internet is not real. It's not factual. It's not whatever. Yes, you take it as a grain of salt. But the one thing that we have that can heal is love. That's the one thing that we have that we can use. That's the one thing. Love and respect and honor. This is not about how I look. This is not about how old I am. This is not about how many kids I have. Because at the end of the day, that may be the most loving person for you. You know, that may be the right person for you. And it may not be the right person for you. It may be the right person for someone else. But everybody has a right person for the right time for them. And because it didn't work out before, does not mean that you can't have it now or in the future. Does not mean it's going to be the same. If you're different, how can it be the same? That's why you got to work on you dealing, your healing. Because if you're different, how are you going to get the same thing? How are you going to get the same shit you've been dealing with if you made the changes within you? Point blank. So this is just the real. It don't have nothing to do with, oh, you're hating on this person. We got to deal with the law of cause and effect too. He said some very inflammatory, disrespectful things, right? We still deserve respect. I don't care what you think about us and how you think this and whatever, and criticism. There's a difference between criticism and respect. If he was saying things in love and how the universe supported it, then he would have been loving himself. And he wouldn't have died falling out on somebody of a heart attack. His heart wasn't right. He wasn't right with himself. He was torn. If he wasn't right with himself, how you going to be right with him? He wasn't right with himself. That's just point blank. Yeah, there's some things that he wanted to say. There's some truth that really wanted to come out, but he could not let that truth out because that truth would not align with his audience. It would not align with his audience. It wouldn't bring him views. It wouldn't bring him followers. It wouldn't bring him the support that he was getting, that he so wanted, because that support to him translated into love that he felt like he was not getting. So he got that love from you guys in the terms of support. But that's not real. It's not real. It's vanity. It's support of the ego. It's not support of the real individual. A lot of you don't even know who the real individual is. So I just say that. I say that you can keep your likes, your views, all of that. I'm not even on YouTube. I don't give a shit about YouTube, honestly. If I feel like getting on YouTube, it's going to be incredible. But I'm not even on YouTube. You know, I just get up here when I want to speak my truth, and that's it. And then I go back to work behind the scenes, mainly working on shit. Behind the scenes. I work on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But I also know that it is important for my self-worth that if I got a message to share, step up, put your face with it, put your chest in it, put your mouth in it, share it, and then keep it moving. You know, it's been a rough week. It's a 5 of Clubs week. I know for me it's been a rough week. Last night, there was a fox in the back of my house in the woods screaming bloody murder for like 2 hours. We thought somebody was dying. We had to call the popo at 2 o'clock in the morning to go with us in the back of the woods to see what the hell was screeching back there like that. It was a fox. So it's been a week. It's been a week. Literally. It's literally been a week. You know what I mean? It's a 5 of Clubs week. I can't wait till next week. It's definitely going to slow down a little bit. The energy is going to tone down just a little bit. You know, you still got the 6 of Clubs energy going on. A lot of people going to want to talk and share their truth and how they feel about stuff. But boy, this 5 of Clubs is no joke. We still got the Scorpio eclipse coming up, the lunar eclipse. And I'm worried. I'm worried about that lunar eclipse. You know why? Because solar is usually the men and lunar is the women. And I'm worried. I'm worried about retaliation. I'm worried about what women out there may get hurt because of this. Because of people feeling hurt. Hurt people. I'm worried about that. So I'm praying for peace. I'm praying for healing. I'm praying for all of those things, and I'm praying for people's lives, especially like my friend Hecka. I posted today that if you've seen Hecka, please let her family know. So I'm worried, you know. I don't think I don't think we're gonna get out of this eclipse season without seeing more death. Of course we're not. But let's not make it stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Let's not make it all of that hatred and all of that stuff like that. That doesn't bring any type of healing whatsoever. It just triggers these crazy people out here to do crazy shit. Seriously. So we need to watch and guard over the people that we love. At the end of the day, that's what matters. You give love, you will receive love continually. I promise you. Peace.